Hello, this is math lesson video 4-2 for Friday, November 20th, 2020. If you need to pause the video at any point in time to answer any questions that your student may have or that the video asks, you could do so at any time. Let's begin.
How can making 10 help you subtract? Let's use this 10 frame to show you how. Find 12 minus 5. How many red counters are there? There are 12 red counters. You can make 10 to help you subtract. Why is it helpful to use a 10 frame? Using a 10 frame makes it easier to make 10 and to find how many more counters should be taken away to subtract 5 in all. What subtraction problem do you show when you cross out 2 counters? When you cross out 2 counters, you show 12 minus 2. 2 counters are crossed out to make 10. How many more counters do you need to cross out? Why? You need to cross out 3 more because 5 equals 2 plus 3. How many counters are crossed out in all? And why did you cross them out?
Select your answer.
Okay, how many counters are crossed out in all? Well, if we count, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we crossed them out because we had to take away 5. So we crossed out 2 first to make 10 left, and then we had to cross out 3 more because 2 plus 3 more equals the 5 that we needed to take away. So 5 were crossed out in all.
5 counters in all are crossed out because 5 is the number subtracted from 12 in the problem. Now count what is left over. How many counters are left? There are 7 left. The answer is 7. 12 minus 5 equals 7. Now you know how to make 10 to help you subtract.
Okay, you need to get out your Volume 1 math workbook and turn to page 237 with a pencil, or you could also have crayons, red and yellow crayon, and your counters if you want to do multiple problems on this next page. Okay, so pencil, a couple crayons, and your red and yellow counters. Okay, if you're on page 237, it should look like this. Let's start by reading the directions so we know what we have to do on this page. Okay, the directions say, how can thinking about 10 help you find the answer to the subtraction fact 13 minus 7? Okay, first, there is an equation blank at the bottom that we need to fill in. They gave us the equation that we need to figure out at the top. So 13 minus 7, let's write that in the blank first. 13 minus 7. Okay, first thing we want to look at is the biggest number in our equation, which is 13 or 7. Yep, it is 13. So what we need to do is we need to make 13 counters in our 10 frames. Okay? Now, if you want to do multiple problems, then use your red and yellow counters. If you want to do just one, you can use your crayon, your red crayon if you want, or you can use your pencil. It's up to you. So let's make 13 counters. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so there's 10, but we need 13. So there's 11, 12, 13. Now the directions say that the equation takes away 7. Okay, so 13 minus 7. So we need to take away 7. Now, just like the video said, you can start crossing counters out until you have crossed out 7. So start by crossing out. Always cross out the counters on the 10 frame starting at the bottom and then work your way up. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3. Now we have 10 left and we've crossed out 3, but we need to cross out 7. So how many more do we need to cross out? Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we needed to cross out 4 more in this 10 frame. Now all we have left to do is to count how many counters are left, and that will be our answer to 13 minus 7. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 counters left. So 13 minus 7 equals 6. Okay, so that's how you use 10 frames to help you subtract. All right, when you are done with that page, please turn to the next page. Now on this page, there's the lady from our video, and she's showing you how to first get to 10 by crossing out counters and then crossing out those extra 3 like we needed to because it was 12 minus 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the answer they got was 7 counters left over. Okay, let's do number 1. Let's read the directions first. See what we have to do. It says make 10 to subtract, complete each subtraction fact. Okay, first they started with 16 minus 7. So 16 minus how many equals 10 left? Okay, so they just crossed out all of the counters in the bottom 10 frame. So there was only 10 in the top frame left. So then they counted how many counters they crossed out in just this 10 frame, and it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 16 minus 6 equals 10. Then they used this 10 frame, and it was minus 7, so they only crossed out 6 down here, so they had 1 more left that they needed to cross out to get to 7. So then 10 minus just 1 equals 9. So then now we know that 16 counters altogether minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 left. So 16 minus 7 equals 9. Okay, try number 2 on your own, and then we'll go through it here after you are done. Okay, number 2, 13 minus 8 equals blank. First, we need to make 10. So 13 minus, well, let's cross out all the ones, all the counters in the bottom 10 frame. So we only have 10 counters left. So there's 10 counters right there. How many counters did we cross out? We crossed out 3. Now we have to cross out 8 total, or 8 in all. So far we have 1, 2, 3 crossed out. Now let's cross out 8 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now they want to know just the top 10 frame, which has 10 in it. How many do we cross out in just this top one? Well, we crossed out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 10 minus 5 because they just want to know how many we crossed out in the top 10 frame. So if you take away 5 here from the 10 frame, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. So now we can do 13 minus 8. So 13 red counters minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that we crossed out leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red counters left. So if you notice, this answer and this answer are the same. Okay? All right, if you're done with that page, look at the next page. Here, you don't have to do as many steps. All you have to do for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 is just cross out the counters that they ask you to cross out. So they start with 12 red counters minus 4. So just cross out 4 red counters and then write the answer in the blank and do the same for the next ones. If you would like to try the bottom, you can do so. It's 13 minus 6. Draw the 13 in first, maybe with a red crayon, and then you can cross out, it says minus 6, so cross out 6, and then write your answer in the blank. So you should be able to do that one pretty easily. Okay? So do this page. When you're done with that page, if you want some extra practice, you can do page 240, story problems, 241, and you can also do 242. Now remember, you don't have to do all the problems on each page. Just pick a couple and work on those after you're done with the page that you're supposed to do. Okay, after you get done with your workbook pages, please do your quick check on the Savas website. Please do not fall behind on those. And that's it for today. Thank you.